Got a little different video for you today. I'm gonna compare a couple sets of choppers for you. These are the I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's yawv choppers. They're the Chinese Milwaukee. You can get those in Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita. They'll accept any of those three batteries. You just get the right one, right color for your battery. And I got these the other day, so I figured I would show you a comparison in these on the powers, what they're capable of, what the plus and minuses are on them that I know of, different materials I got laid out here on the table, and we'll just go from there. So let me get you on my head, and we'll kind of start chopping up some of this stuff I got laying here, and I'll go over a few things that I like or dislike about each one of them. Okay guys, I got some stuff laying out here. Let's go over the different choppers here. These are Chinese tree trimmers. They're Y-A-L-E-E, I guess is how you say it, or yawv, not sure. They come off of a basic Amazon page is where I bought them off of. These are what I started with. They got a power on button here. Let me get, this has only got one bar, so let me get full battery. That way it's a fair trial here. The way these work, okay, is you and you can see it's a full battery. You turn them on here, they won't do anything if you squeeze the trigger once. But if you squeeze it twice real quick, it turns them on, and then they chop. Okay? And after you leave these sit for, I don't know, I think it's about a minute, maybe two, they turn off. So then you've got to turn them back on, squeeze the trigger twice, get them to activate so you can cut something. Milwaukee. I've taped this up here because I don't care for this second safety trigger, so I may even end up somehow getting rid of that. But the battery level is underneath the tape right here. These are fully charged. I just brought them down. The way you turn these on here, oh, and when you squeeze these and you hold this down for so long, it opens it up to where they only open up so far, and then if you want them to open back up to the full width, you hold it down and it opens it up to a wider width. And they're pretty quick. They chop pretty fast. The Milwaukee, you turn them on, super easy. It does have a safety trigger here that you're supposed to squeeze first and then squeeze the trigger, but I disabled it. Now, these you can close them slowly by the percentage or the amount of the trigger you pull. Okay, these do not offer that. When you let off the trigger or try to stop halfway down, it just either goes back or goes all the way closed. These, they don't. Now, the modes on this, it has a short mode where it sets it on a short mode like that, where it's not as open as far, or wide open where it's wide open. Size comparison, Milwaukee's a little bit bigger, probably close to the same weight. Well, let's just see what they weigh. They're pretty close to the same weight. The weight's in a little bit different spot on each one of them. These, they're tail heavy, like down at the bottom. These are front heavy. That one there weighs 3.15 pounds. The Milwaukees are 3.25 pounds. So they're 1.5 pounds difference. Virtually can't even feel it in the difference. Now, full disclosure, I just got these. I don't know how long these will stay on after you turn them on. Those I know how long because I've used those for months. These are $50 a set, $49.99. No battery, got to supply your own battery. And it has a little counter there, it just shut off. So that amount of time, from the time I set them down there earlier and squeeze the trigger to just now going away and I'm coming back, it shuts them off. These are still on. I don't know how long these will stay on if I didn't squeeze the trigger or do something, manipulate them. But like I say, full disclosure, I just got these. I wasn't for sure if I liked them. These are 200, I think they're about $220 or $250 for the set. I don't remember exactly. So they're about 5 times more expensive than these. But I can tell you, just by holding these without a battery in them and holding these without a battery in them, these are definitely made a lot heavier duty than these are, but 5 times more expensive too. So I've got some aluminum here. I think it's 4/0. Yeah, it's 4/0 aluminum. Basically feed wire for a home or underground, whatever you want to do with it. It's pretty good size. For comparison, it's about, I would say it's a 1/2 inch or bigger in diameter. So we're just going to take a cut with a couple of these and see what they do. Okay, basically took about 3 cuts to get through it with that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to turn it a little bit, see if it can. There we go. So 8 or 9, I don't know. I didn't count. I lost count of them, but they will cut it. They will cut it. But like I say, it definitely is. These are definitely a lot. They seem a lot more torqueier. They have more torque than these do, but they also are a lot more expensive. So there's a little bit of 1/2 inch aluminum. Back over there. Here's just a standard set of what you would consider jumper cables. Of course, they're gonna right through, nice and clean, and right through it, and it hung up a little bit. Now, what I can say, from what I know from using these a lot, if you look at this edge where my thumb is going across there, there's nicks in them. These blades are hard, but this blade on this Milwaukee seems like, I've cut some pretty heavy stuff with this already, messing around with it, and it seems like it's a lot harder. The material is made out of is a lot harder. Now, you can resharpen these, and these do come with an extra blade. These do not come with an extra blade, but this did come with the charger and the battery. So you get a battery and the charger for that $249, but it will basically cut right through jumper cables like nothing. This is a piece of a wiring harness out of a car or a vehicle. I cut up a lot of this, so I figured I'd give you guys a show. This is, we'll cut it right here. Of course, it goes right straight through, the Milwaukee does. Get to where we have, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's at least 20 wires in there, individual wires. Okay, it cut right through it. Same, a little bit slower. Took 2 strokes. Now, what I will say, pluses on these are really, really fast. If you're not doing a whole lot of real heavy stuff and you want something really, really fast that the cycle time is really quick, the cycle time is super fast compared to these. I mean, you can almost do 2 of them with these compared to time. This here is some pretty big, it come off of welders, what it come off of, but it's got a lot of coating, 3 wires inside. Looks like about number 6 wire. So it'd be a 6, a 6, and a 4 is what it looks like. Or 8. It's probably a 6, 6, and an 8 for this. And these Milwaukees, they cut right through 1 stroke. 3 on that one. But as you can see, they're still pretty fast. It's hard to compare. I mean, they both have their weaknesses. This is a welder's cable, and it's I don't know what size it is. It would be just big welder cable. It'd be like 600 if it was copper, but it's the hairy strings. So let's see here. Missed a few there. Cut pretty much right straight through. Missed a couple strings. Missed a couple strings, and it took 2 strokes on that one, and it finished it off. So they're not far apart from each other. It just, let me get rid of this. I'm gonna put this somewhere. We'll just throw it into number 2 for now. Let me grab a piece of this stuff here off these big transformers. Now these big transformers here are they're pretty heavy duty. I'll cut it down and I'll show you. This stuff here is 1/4 inch. It's basically 1/4 inch bar, square bar copper. I'm saying 1/4 inch because I'm not exactly sure, but it's pretty damn close to 1/4 inch. I don't have a tape measure that I can actually measure it for you, but definitely is some pretty heavy copper, and them zip right through it like nothing, and them cut right through it pretty much like nothing too. So that gives you an idea of it. There's a couple pretty good size. I don't know what size that aluminum or that copper is there. That's probably 1/8 inch round. Oh, there's 2 in there. 1/8 inch round and I don't know, 3/32 is what I'm guessing. And these zipped right through it like it was nothing. And of course, you know these are going to do it. What else do I have that I could show? The aluminum wire, the big aluminum, seems like it's the hardest to get through. What do we got here? This is smaller. What is this? Got any numbers on it? AWG2AL is what it's saying. So I'd say it's not 2/0, it's 2 gauge is what I'm guessing. Number 2 wire. And that cut right through it. That's 2, 4, 6, 7 individual strands. Of course, that cuts right through it. Let me try to cut one of these. These are about an 1/8 inch thick, about 3/4 inches across. This come out of a welder. This is what turned inside the machine to adjust the voltage of the machine. Now I break all this stuff off and I get the copper out of these, but we're just for demonstration purposes, we're going to try to cut one of these long ways. Okay, it did it. It cut that 3/4 way through, 1/8 inch thick. It did put a little hickey in the blade. I don't know where that went, but it did cut it. Sound like it went in that bucket. Yeah. Let's see what this will do. Yeah, that's not happening. It's working its way through there, but it's not. Nope, it stopped. So there's a good point right there. The Milwaukees will cut right straight through that. So there you go. But it did do a number on the blade. I don't know how hard they are. No idea. They're not that hard because this file is filing it. But I was torn on keeping these. I was going to send these back if they weren't substantially better than these, because they're 5 times more expensive. And these pretty much do everything that I've run into. I have run into some stuff that these will not do. Of course, something like that. But I mean, how often do you do something like that? So, I mean, for small wire, tearing apart air conditioners or transformers or whatever you're doing, welders, these are more than capable of doing it. But I am a Milwaukee guy, so I do like my Milwaukee tools, and they just seem like they're just built to last a lot longer. Just like, I don't know, the weight of them. Like, I've had a pair of these apart, and this motor is right here, and it has a worm gear that drives it back and forth in here. See, now these just shut off. Those are still on. But there's a worm gear in here that's driven back and forth, and this motor's this big around. I mean, and you look at these, this motor's, you know, 2.5 inches. Way, way, way bigger than that one. Now, I don't know how much actually it is bigger than that, but it just seems substantially built better. So, I don't know, we'll see. I did look up and see how much these replacement blades are, and I think they're about 40 bucks. A couple different places had them, but I'm sure you can definitely sharpen these down. Well, you can sharpen them down to about an 1/8 inch, and then you're going to run out. So you can take them down past what that machine surface there is, and then you'll be out of blade. These about the same amount of sharpening, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, and then you'll be out of blade. So I don't know, you guys make the decision. If you want to see me try to cut anything with these, throw a comment out. I'm curious on how long these will stay on. So, but you can definitely see there is a difference in power. They definitely cut this stuff better if you're doing a lot of big aluminum. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.